Now, I don't consider myself an egotistical person, but I'm probably one of the greatest philosophers in the modern world, up there with Nikke 30 and Kodak Black. And if you ask me on what will the early 2020s be known for, I'll probably think
I need more bullets! I need more bullets!
or okay, maybe not that. But what I meant to say is, what will the early 2020s be known for in pop culture? And by early 2020s, I meant like the beginning of 2020 to the end of 2023. I'm recording this in like September 2023, and it's safe to assume that the last 3 months of the year will not produce anything big. Unless, like, if, I don't know, Kanye is a Jew or whatever. And by big, I don't mean like a new album or a new game dropping. I meant like something so big that it completely flips the table on what we knew before 2020. For the better, and let's be honest, it's for the worse. One of these is definitely the rise of short form content. You know what I'm talking about. YouTube Shorts, TikTok, Instagram Reels, same shit, different font. We were just so bored in the beginning of the pandemic that we would literally do anything to just pass the time. And my god, we just accidentally sold our soul to Satan. I mean, fucking look at this, bro. When I first saw that video, like, I wasn't even nauseous. Like, I was just really fucking angry with bro. Like, that short is literally what's everything wrong with short form content. You always have this shitty funk music going in the background. Images must be spazzing out of the screen so as to gain the little attention span these kids still have and not swipe down 3 seconds afterwards. And the worst part of these Sigma edits is that people think this shit goes hard, bro. Like, the hardest thing I've ever saw as a kid is the Gods Don't Bleed Herobrine animation. These Sigma edits are literally rotting our brains, bro. You do realize that this is just the male version of the K-pop stan Twitter edits made in CAPTCHA? Speaking of attention span, like, short form content literally murdered this generation's attention span. Like, there's no sugarcoating it. Yeah, I think you know where this is going. The Family Guy TikTok Subway Surfers thing rabbit hole. Like I honestly don't know what this is called. Like, I saw my sister fell down this rabbit hole, but instead of like Family Guy, it's like Gravity Falls or whatever. I said to my younger sister that we literally have Disney Plus, and she says, and I quote, "The TikTok version is more entertaining." Yeah, this generation is gonna be the last. How are we going to beat the AI robots taking over and killing us if we can't even focus for 5 seconds without looking at our phones for Minecraft parkour? Speaking of Disney Plus, early 2020s will probably be known for as the beginning of the streaming wars. People say that no streaming service actually won the streaming wars, which I somewhat agree. However, someone definitely lost, and it's 100% the cable companies, man. The start of the streaming war should honestly be called the end of the cable. Cable companies were just so greedy back in the day, charging like $100 per month per like 200 TV channels. And let's be honest, guys, only 5 of them are worth a damn. Luckily, this all changed in 2016, where a website became so popular because they allow you to watch hundreds of shows and movies in just less than $10 per month. Of course, I'm talking about Netflix. After Netflix revolutionized everything, like, there's literally no point to use cable unless like you wanna watch sports or news or whatever. However, in like early 2019 or something, corporations like Disney and HBO said to themselves, how about we just make our own streaming service? And this move just opened a floodgate of so many random ass streaming services in the beginning of the pandemic. Like, who actually buys Peacock? Like, I don't even know that service existed before researching this vid, bro. And now here we are in 2023, where streaming services like Netflix had just become as greedy and stupid as the cable companies back then. Like, charging money for password sharing and overall not having anything good to watch. Like, what shows does Netflix even have nowadays? Stranger Things, Squid Game, Inside Job. Oh wait, never mind. They actually canceled that shit. Amazon Prime, especially here in Singapore, is just so greedy, man. My dad bought it for the whole family, and I got excited because I could finally watch The Boys just to see what's all the hype is all about.
Yummers.
But Bezos literally region blocked the show here in Singapore, their own original show. And you know what's the best part? I can still have a fucking Homelander profile picture. Like, you can't make this shit up, bro. For the people who think I'm lying, look at this. I have a Homelander profile picture, and I'm gonna type the show. Boys, and look, it even pops up in the search bar. But when you look here, there's literally no the original The Boys here. We still have the cartoon, but let's be honest, I'm not gonna watch that. Even though streaming services has a lot, and I mean a lot of flaws, it's still miles better than what we had before. Think about it. You can watch Disney Plus anywhere in the planet with just your phone, and it's literally 8 times cheaper than cable. People in the early 2000s would literally murder someone just to have this technology that we have right now. Still can't beat pirating though. Up next is the rise of Gen Z words. First off, it's actually pretty cool that the internet had made its own lingo and spread it across the world, regardless of the cultural barriers. You would have the nerdiest kids here in Singapore to the most hood roadmen in London saying, "Hold up, lem cook," only because they heard that word somewhere in TikTok. If you or a decent part of your country speaks English, you've probably heard or even used some of these words before. Hell, I probably said like bro or man in every single sentence of this video without even noticing it. However, since almost every young person on the planet uses these slangs, Gen Z words are by far the fastest words to die in history. I mean, 80s words like radical and dude are still being used to this day, and now no one even wants to use Ohio or with anymore just because it got beaten to death in less than a month. The worst parts of these words is when you hear it in real life or in a professional setting. I was texting one of my group mates back then about a project, and he literally typed out "let him cook." And that phrase unironically took 5 years of my life hearing it because it was like a 6-month-old meme. Can we also talk about how dumb some of these Gen Z words are? The newest Gen Z word I've seen during the making of this video is yapping. You can read the Urban Dictionary text in the screen, but if you don't know, yapping is literally the new
I ain't reading all that.
response. It's typically used when you literally have no more response against a guy with a different opinion than yours that is just talking or typing a lot of words. If you think about it, this is literally the la 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 I can't hear you temper tantrum that preschoolers use when they're mad at someone. Our parents literally spend years of their lives raising us Gen Zers for college, only for us to speak like we're back in kindergarten. The last is probably the rise of AI in the early 2020s. When I first heard of AI stuff last year, like Midjourney, I was like, cool, and then I immediately fell asleep. I think I kinda underestimated the use of AI back then because now there's internet artists and Hollywood writers protesting AI because they might lose their jobs. Meanwhile, us engineers are building the same robots that's gonna replace our jobs and make us unemployed. Not only that, but governments like Italy banned AI at one point, and Russia literally made a meme version of ChatGPT. Your tax dollars are going into great use, by the way. You know what? Let's just take a look at social media for a moment. YouTube AI music covers are just so hilarious, man. Like, there's covers about AI musicians, historical figures, and even cartoon characters, bro. My favorite is definitely Glorb. Bro made an AI Mr. Krabs and AI Plankton have a rap battle for like 3 months now, and all of the songs are low-key fire. Like, shout out to him. Then we turn into AI TikTok stories, and oh god, the brain rotting just got flipped to Wombo. These accounts easily get like 5,000 hearts per video. Like, what's even the point of trying to make good content anymore? Speaking of not trying at all, I've never seen a fall from grace as lazy as Pueblo Cop did using AI to replace all his content from the script to even his face. Basically just removing the you part in YouTube. You know, not too big and all. The worst part about AI art is just exposing how down astronomical people can be. There's this story in Reddit where a dude literally scammed a bunch of Redditors to showing the nudes of an AI art model. Like, how horny do you have to be to send money to a robot that doesn't even care about you? Sorry if this is a bit anticlimactic, but I think that just wraps it up in the video. If you think I missed anything, you can just type it out in the comments below, and I'll see you guys next time, I guess. I'm new to this type of content and all, but I don't really know how to properly end a video.